All right, boys. I think we got everything set up here. I would like to see and make sure that the sound is working. Is the sound working? Someone tell me. Testing 1 2 3. How about that? That's what they do in Hollywood, right? All right. Sound's working. Sound is working. That's amazing. All right, everybody. This is Matthew Durnia. I'm the Monday Night League filling in for commentary today. We got Larkin on pole. Fortunately, didn't get to see how any of this played out. We got Dan in second. I don't know if he's a reserve, but he wasn't on the standings list, so expect to see him win this race, honestly, though. Dan's my boy. Then we got J. Cole, Miami, Zimaglis, Beck in sixth, Barton, Jinnit, Gray, Dylan, Adri, California, Fuzz, RC7, JXW Gaming. I think it's going to be a great race. Rooting for the American in last, and also rooting for the American in fifth. Let's see what they can do against these EU boys. I think it's going to be a good one. Oh boy, I am excited. I am excited for this one. It's going to be good. Unfortunately, my PlayStation controller's dying, so that puts a little bit of a twist into these things. Now I have to find the Bluetooth charger cable for that. Here it is. It's one of those 3-foot long ones, so that's not good for me. But all right. All right, now we're doing the couple-minute wait when everyone's preparing their cars. And in my series, at least, nobody knows how to follow the directions, and they instantly confirm and get ready to send it to track. So let's see if the EU guys can do a little bit better of a job and follow directions. Americans are not good at following directions. I actually did that once myself. I felt kind of bad. People were mad at me, but that's all right. So again, maybe someone during the break can tell me what's up with Dan. What's up with the Zudima? I can't pronounce that very well. All right, thanks for the updates, boys. Unfortunately, didn't have much time to prepare for this. That's okay. You know, as Drake once said, YOLO. Drake's a good guy. Alright, PlayStation controller is charging. Alright, I gotta figure out these controls here really quickly, everybody, so again, bear with me. Alright, so that does that does that. Again, just doing some learning and figuring out what's going on here. Alright, very good stuff. Full track map. Alright, so yeah, Larkin starting from pole on the soft tires. Soft tires really good this year. Last game, they lasted for about 4 laps on this track. So they fixed that, and now the softs last forever. At least in my race, we were able to do soft medium, one stop. Let's see what happens here. I noticed JXW was disqualified, so that's not ideal. Not sure what he did there. He'll be back for the race. Again, the game says 2 or 3 stop, which is just absolute madness. It's going to be interesting to see what everyone does today in terms of strategy, because it can play a difference here. It can play a big difference here. And look at them all file through. We got RC7 very far behind. They're catching up here, though. Absolutely. All right, this is going to be exciting. We're lining up on the grid here. Larkin in the Red Bull. We got 2 Williams behind the Excel boys. And Larkin's definitely going to be under a bit of pressure going into turn 1, for sure. I'm going to try to see as much as possible this race, but again, haven't done this in a while, so all right, that's okay. Where the hell are the lights? I guess they're popping up soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and away we go. Larkin getting off the line pretty well, no surprise there. He started on pole, and everyone's just filing in behind a little bit here. Doesn't look like there's any damage. The Renault there gets pushed out wide, but he's okay. I think everyone got through. That is that's amazing. But of course the timing is a little screwed up. So let's see if I can find the leader here. All right, everyone again. Very very mature start from these guys. No accidents whatsoever. So yeah, not much to commentate on there, unfortunately. But we got Barton very close behind Beck. This ain't a very good spot to pass, though, so he's just going to have to sit there. What else do we got going on here? Oh, oh dear! Oh dear! Massive crash. That's about 6 cars. Oh, Lord. It looks like the McLaren is out. Adri is out. Has to retire. Looks like everyone's going to get away with it. But, yeah, that's a bit of damage. That's a few $1 million worth of damage there of, you know, carbon fiber and other stuff. We do have a safety car. You know, that's a good thing we have a safety car. That's very good. So let's see what everyone does here. We're going to pit. We're going to stay out. It looks like, who went in the pits? Is that Dan? J. Cole. J. Cole is into the pits. That's a bold move from J. Cole. We got a couple others following as well. 4 or 5 people in the pits now. But Larkin and Dan, they stay out there on the softs. I don't know what I would do in this situation, honestly. But look at what's happening back here. What are these guys debating if they want to quit or not, or maybe just, you know, getting their order back together? But yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We look like like seriously, what's happening? all right, they figured it out. Oh jeez. All right, JXW. All these guys are going to have to come into the pits, I'm sure. Everyone's missing a little bit of front wing, and I really don't know what they're doing here, if they're playing some drag races or... Really not sure what's happening here, but look, yeah, they're into the pits. All right, exciting first lap, everybody. It's always exciting when there's a massive accident, is it? There we go, there's the broadcast cam. Alright, so top 5, stay out on the softs. Everybody else pit to the mediums. Looks like, alright, yeah. J Gray 10 also went to the mediums in the back, so. Alright, now we just gotta sit here and wait for about, 3 or 4 laps. It's gonna be a little longer than usual because the guys in the back couldn't really figure out what was going on. I'm sure there was a glitch in the game or something that wasn't letting them go because they sat there stopped in the back straight for quite a long time. But wow, what an exciting first lap. I'm glad that I was able to capture that crash on camera. Because that was a big one. That was like 6 cars, I think, that were involved in that. Wow. Alright, so it looks like we got Dylan decided to switch to the mediums there on the second lap around, so he's lost some positions. And let's take up... Alright, let me see if I can find how to get the... Alright, there we go. Alright, so we got the tires. What about positions gained, positions lost? So Zimaglis up 2, Barton up 3, California up 3, JXW up 3. So we had some changes here. Most of them were due to the accident, though. Not much happened prior to the accident. But this definitely threw a wrench. Is that the proper thing to say? It definitely changed the strategy for a lot of people this afternoon, or this evening, I guess, because we are in Europe, right? So it's nighttime there. I kind of feel bad for when the commentators have like the long safety cars, because like I don't know what I'm supposed to say here, and I don't know what the other people are supposed to say. Let's take a look at the championship. Actually, that's a good idea. Let me pull up the standings. All right, so Zimaglis 16 points clear of Fuzz for first. And it's looking like Zimaglis is going to get some points back from Fuzz this evening if things stay as they are. Zen in 3rd and Fuzz in 11th. Although Fuzz did make that pit stop for the mediums, Zimaglis is staying on the softs. Who's next? Bag of Bones. Is Bag of Bones here? I didn't see his name. It doesn't look like Bag of Bones is here. He's in 3rd, so he's probably going to lose that 3rd position. Zenith winning in 4th with 52 points, so he's doing well in 8th right now. Who else do we got? Puppet Master. Puppet Master's not here either. Or is it Puppet Mister? I'm not sure. It's Puppet with the X, where the I or the A should be. Not sure. Never got to talk to Puppet before, but that's okay. And then Miami in 6th with 45. Where's Miami? Miami's in 6th. All right, Miami. This is the EU league, but we got a lot of American names here. We got Miami. We got California. That's about it, but interesting. All right, safety car in this lap, boys. So we're getting back to it. It's about time. I'm trying my hardest not to curse. I know YouTube doesn't like that. But cursing is very prevalent in my vocabulary, so it's really tough to keep that back, but that's okay. All right, Larkin slowing the field down. I always dislike greatly when the leader does this, but I do it myself, so can't be too upset with that. But all right, it's all about when Larkin decides to go. How long is he gonna wait? Is he gonna wait till the line, like Bottas did in Mugello, and take out half the field? That could be entertaining, so let's see. Let's see what he does. All right, he's going. He's going right after the final chicane, and they are off. Hopefully they can all survive through this lap. Hop into the back. I'm not sure why. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, so looks like not much is happening. What's going on with Miami? We're gonna right on board with Miami. He seems to be the closest to anybody. He's chasing down J. Cole. If this was in real life, Miami would be 8 miles ahead of the road already because Williams is quite terrible. But all cars are equal, so that's okay. What about Gray down here? Looks like Gray might be making a move on JXW. Oh, they're getting very close. It's no surprise these two were both involved in an incident earlier. Because they don't, they're just going at it. That's all right. Skip back up to Barton, who's chasing down Zimoglis right now, and Zimoglis really kind of got dropped by Dan and Larkin. It's not an even DRS zone after one lap, so Larkin and Dan are having a good first lap. J. Cole and Miami both chasing down Barton here. So it looks like, maybe Zem or Barton is kind of holding up the guys behind. But what we got, I think that's Barton on the softs, so that's a little surprising that Barton is kind of looks like the bottleneck here, yeah. All right, but yeah, these guys, these top four that are still on the softs, they're gonna have to pit soon within 10 laps for sure, and they're going to be back in the back of the field. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this turns out at the end of the race. But J. Cole, he really wants to get by Barton. He's going for it, down the inside. Bold move, nearly hits Zem. Couldn't get it done. And now it's a drag race to the final chicane. Oh man, and what is with Barton? This guy has no straight line speed whatsoever. Wow, Zem just got dropped by J. Cole. And now Miami's right on the tail of Barton as well. Looks like, yeah, Barton is definitely losing positions here. The softs are not working out for him around the outside. Looks like, oh, Jinnit! Oh, Jinnit into the side of Beck. Oh, dear. Not what you want to see from him, and he's losing. He's down to 7th now, so it didn't work out for him very well there. Does he have any wing damage? That's a good question. Doesn't look like he has any damage, so he'll keep going. Whew. Looks like Miami behind Zem. I know there's a way to switch through the cameras without switching through all of them, and I don't know how to do that, so I do apologize. So we're just gonna have to. Oh, it's this way. This is how you do it. I'm so smart. All right, Miami down the inside of Zem. A little bit of contact there. You heard the bit of the crunch. And Zem, those softs just really haven't worked out for him. Barton looks like he's going to go by as well. Zem, man, you're in a championship to fight for. You got to be doing a little better than this. Got to be doing a little better than this, Zem. That's okay. And now Beck is right in there as well. And the mediums. So again, softs just not working out. We got California right behind too. What an exciting race. What an exciting race so far. Oh man, I don't even... Around the outside, what a move. What a move by California. And these camera angles, again, just not the best, but what are you going to do? Yeah, it really looks like the soft runners, other than Dan, are, really struggling right now for pace. Speaking of which, Dan is actually 6/10 away from Larkin. So, again, I think Dan's going to win this race. That's who I have to vote for. Jinnit with the time penalty for corner cutting. We're lap 8. He's already got 3 warnings, so that's not what you want. This track is tough though, with those corner cuttings. Right now, we're riding on board with Dylan, who is 3/10 away from Beck. We got some moves happening up here. California goes by Zem. And, oh my goodness, Zem's car is just not fast in the straights. The leader is into the pits. Larkin's into the pits. We got Fuzz into the pits. We got a lot of people pitting. What is happening? These guys must have gotten damage pitting from those medium tires. So we got Fuzz and Gray on the hards, which I'm just going to say right now, that is a bad idea. Okay, not a good idea. do not want to be on the hards here. So, but we'll see how things work out for them. And we got J. Cole is very quickly approaching his teammate Dan again. But, you know, J. Cole is going to have to pit again, and Dan's not going to have to pit after this round of pit stops, so we have to keep that in mind. And also, where's Larkin? Looks like Larkin's got some clear tracks, so he's probably going to get that position back on Dan after Dan pits, presumably this lap. And he's just going to let his teammate go by. I know these guys are good friends, so working together as a team. Dan actually stays out, which might not be a bad idea now, being in the DRS of J. Cole, if he can stick there to gain some time back on Larkin. We got some moves happening in the back. Apologize, I missed that one, but I've been doing pretty good, I think, for not having done this in 2 years, so it's all good. We got RC7 just took a time penalty as well. Those are definitely going to add up by the end of this race. Just following along with Zenith and Fuzz right now, kind of battling for third to last. We'll go to this group of cars here. Yeah, it looks like Larkin has very quickly approached JXW. He's made that one look easy. Now he's going after RC7 as well. Dylan, got to watch that corner. I've seen Dylan go over that curb a few times. That is a warning, so he's very close to his third, I'm sure. And Larkin again, just flying by RC7. He's like he's in another league, honestly. I mean, Larkin is just slicing through the fields here. Oh dear, here we go again. RC7 in the wall. I don't know if he just went deep or if he hit JXW, but that is another broken wing for RC7. His team's not going to be happy with him. You know, those things cost like $1 million each, so yeah, not a good day for RC7. Not a good day at all. Dylan and Beck seem to be the closest battle. We got a few in the pits this lap, but not Dan. Dan is staying out there on those soft tires, and he's just barely hanging in with the DRS of J. Cole. Got yellow flags. What's happening here? Who crashed this time? Looks like it was just a false alarm, as Zenith puts in the fastest lap of the race. And now Dan's finally fell out of that DRS with Larkin. Zenith just, wow. Oh dear! Oh, RC7 again, man. Oh my goodness. Just takes himself out, honestly. That was all his fault. I'm not a steward or anything, but yeah, that's some poor racing there. I have to stay. I can't commentate much on that though. I know that's not cool. All right, Dylan is taking Beck on the back straight, making it look easy with that DRS. And now where's Dan? Dan still hasn't pit. He's pushing those softs as long as they can go. He's surely going for a one stop. But we got Miami is catching up to Dan now, and Dylan is, you know, again, he's catching up to California. So we'll see how long he stays behind, or how fast he can make that pass. Looks like they're all grouping up back here behind California there. All right. Oh, RC7, 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane. That's not good, but it's tough to break when you don't have a front wing. It really is. All right, Dan versus Miami. Dan surely has to be pitting this lap, and it quite often causes an incident when someone's trying to pit here. But wow, Miami really, he's miles ahead of Dan. That's nuts. Yep, and as thought, Dan comes into the pits here. And it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. He's going to be pretty close to the back, though, I think. I mean, Dan's probably going to be coming out maybe in 10th. So he's going to have a lot of work to do. But again, he doesn't have to pit, while most of the rest do have to pit. And yeah, Larkin is, well, how far? So Dan comes out in 7th. That's not bad. Larkin is about 9 seconds up the road. But yeah, Larkin can make it to the end probably on those mediums actually. So it's gonna be a tough race for Dan to get that back, unless there's another safety car. As Larkin hits the back of Beck there a little bit. That's not good. Doesn't look like he got any damage from that one though, but he's going to want to be a little more careful. As Miami in second place gets a 3-second time penalty. Larkin down the inside. Looks like Larkin and Beck, they both got time penalties for that one. As Beck was weaving around on the straight. I don't know what he thinks he's doing. 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, this never ends well. But somehow they all got through. What a miracle, honestly. As Barton takes another 3-second time penalty. Beck looks like he's really struggling on those tires. He's been spinning up the rears a few times. Not good for the life of those mediums, but that's okay. Alright, so Beck just fell a few positions. Let's see if Dylan, I know Dylan's been trying to get by for a little bit, so let's see what he can do there. Alright, California up 9 positions, so great race from California so far. But will he be able to keep Larkin behind? I don't really think so, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. This Larkin, like, getting the nose in right there, and yeah, he's going to have it done before the DRS zone. Not necessarily, but yeah, it looks like Larkin's going to take that one quite easily. Alright, so Larkin got that position. He's up to P3. Now he's off to fight, to chase down Miami. In P2, Dylan just picks up a 3-second time penalty. So we know Dylan has one, Beck has one, Larkin has one. Pretty much everyone has a time penalty right now, I think, except for J. Cole, Dan. I might be missing somebody. Perhaps, I know Larkin got one, so penalties will definitely play a factor here at the end. Fuzz picking up a 3-second time penalty. Zenith into the pits, which is an interesting one. Looks like he probably had some damage on those soft tires. Just getting onto the mediums now. He can easily take those to the end. So we'll see what Zenith can do. We'll see what Fuzz can do. Fuzz has a championship here to win, and he's, not picking up any points now in 11th, so he's not going to be happy with himself. All right, what do we got? Dylan again, 4/10 behind Beck. It looks like he should be able to make this one. Yeah, Beck has no battery left. Oh, Dylan, where you going, man? Dylan he goes left when he should have gone right, and now he has to sit behind Beck for another lap. Just ride on board here with Dylan for a little bit and listen to that lovely French engine. Oh, we got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Who's that? JXW. Oh, dear. Into the wall of champions. Unfortunate for him. See if he has any damage. It looks like... Yeah, he might have gotten away with it, actually. It doesn't look like he has any damage, but... lost a bunch of time. It's a tricky corner. You got to watch out for that. Zenith, oh jeez, I don't know what, Zenith almost lost it there as well. Alright, back up to Dylan, and Dan is catching these guys at a little over a second a lap, it looks like. So Dan's going to be up here. But still, Dan being, what, 11, he's, 9 seconds behind Larkin, who's be the net overall leader, so he's got some work to do. Dylan just can't get this move done. He's having a tough time. But again, Beck, he's got a little more battery this time. And they're catching up to California. So we kind of got a 3-way fight here for 4th place. Soon to be 4-way fight. What do we want here? Just what we could point out, I guess, that Larkin has the fastest lap by quite some margin, by 0.6 to the nearest challenger. All right then. Yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure what that yellow flag was for. All right. And Dan caught 1.5 seconds that lap on Dylan. So let's see how fast Dan can get through this field. Dylan actually into the pits. I guess he decided those mediums weren't getting to the end and he's going for his second pair of medium tires, I'm sure. All right, so California, Beck and Dan for P4. Don't want to take anything away from California or Beck because I know they're both great drivers. But I think Dan's going to make some quick work of these guys, honestly. RC7, another 5-second penalty speeding into the pit lane, and he retires. He's just not had a good race. He's cost his team a monumental amount of money, and they're calling it the day. So better luck next time. All right, Dan around the outside goes a little deep. I mean, he kept 2 wheels on the track almost, so that's okay, but it's not going to help him. Or it might. I mean, wow, Dan must be running like 1-3 wings because he's going right by Beck. Or not. Oh my goodness. Did you guys see that? Did you guys all saw that? Beck just, that guy's a nut job. I mean, he just went for it. It almost hit California. All right, so Beck is getting on to another set of mediums as well. And Dan, California makes a bit of a mistake, and Dan just zooms right by. So now Dan's going to be looking to chase down Larkin. It's a 10-second gap. Looks like Larkin can probably go to the end. Miami and J. Cole are certainly going to have to pit here before the end of the race. And so it looks like this is the best battle here. It's Larkin chasing down Miami. It looks like Miami has more battery, but for how long can he stay ahead? Wow, look at that. He's not even gaining on him. Oh, there we go. All right. And that's it for P2. Good move. Good move from Larkin. All right, so this is what I was a little fearful of, boys, is there is nothing happening on track right now. And this goes back to the point of I don't really know what to talk about, but I'm sure I'll think of something. I'll keep the political rants away from this live stream, so don't worry about that one. Adri called for a red flag, I guess, on the 9 minutes ago, so I don't know why there would have been a red flag 9 minutes ago. Maybe someone could fill me in. Barton on the back of California, coming down into the hairpin. Oh, geez, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Sorry. A little bit of contact being made. Barton's trying to go around the outside, and I think he's got that one done easily, especially if he has DRS. Yep. And Barton goes by California. California actually into the pits as well for that final pit stop. I'm actually curious to see what tire he goes on to. I'm sure it's going to be the mediums. The softs, I'll be asking a bit much. The hards, well, now maybe he doesn't have another set of medium tires because this was not the best decision for California being on those hards. But let's see what he can do in the remainder of this race. It looks like everybody else behind him is on hards, so you probably shouldn't have any pressure from behind, but it's going going to be a really tough thing to catch down Beck. As Zenith picks up another 3 seconds. Zenith's down in 12th, so I don't think those 3 seconds will matter much in the end, but who knows, there could be another safety car. Let's ride around for a lap with J. Cole right now. He locks up going into turn 1. Keeps it very tidy through the next corner, through turn 3, I guess that is, and turn 4, very nicely done. Really easy to get a penalty there on this track. Gets the 2 wheels on the left curb. I mean, if anyone needs some tips on how to drive Canada properly, you should watch J. Cole right here, because he's doing an absolute fantastic lap, I have to say. Yeah, even right there, perfect. Using as much of the track as possible without cutting a corner, braking in a straight line. Come on, is this like a race at Canada, or is this J. Cole putting on a driving school for the viewers? I don't know. I guess that's why he's in first place. That makes sense, but you know, J. Cole is going to have to pit here soon. He's going to be going on to the softs at the end, I imagine. I can't imagine that he makes these tires last to the end, but I guess we'll find out. So what have we got here? We have, is this California catching Larkin? Or no? Yes. Is that what's happening? No. Alright, I got a little excited. It's just, I was reading the times wrong because I'm a genius. But that's okay. Let's check out Dan. I know he's a reserve. I know he's really good friends with J. Cole, so it's good to see them two racing together. Looks like J. Cole took that corner a little bit better than Dan that time. So Dan has some practice to do. I'm just going to take a really quick breather, everybody, and I'll come back here shortly. Oh boy, J. Cole's into the pits. Larkin takes the lead. Miami into the pits as well. So this is what we were waiting for. J. Cole and Larkin are both going to get onto the mediums. Or not J. Cole and Larkin, excuse me, J. Cole and Miami. Miami actually went on to another pair of mediums, so I guess he didn't have any softs left either. Is there like a rubber shortage in Montreal? Or just bad strategy? Not sure, could be either. But again, yeah, no one's really close here on track, unfortunately. Looks like Beck is about a second behind Dylan, so it looks like he's gaining at the moment, so perhaps this can be a battle by the end of the race. But we're going to look at penalties quickly. Let's see what everybody's got. So it looks like Larkin, he's approaching 6 seconds. Meanwhile, Dan, 1 warning. Dan's always really good at not getting those penalties, I know. J. Cole has what? J. Cole has 4. So J. Cole has 3 seconds. Barton has a bunch. Zem has 2 warnings. He's getting close, and JXW retires. Looks like he retired in the pit lane, though. Yes, good job. As he should. Alright, so we got Beck chasing down Dylan. We got J. Cole chasing down Dan. As Dan is a reserve, I can't imagine he fights J. Cole too hard. But we will find out sooner than later. We could run through the order. Let's do that right now. We got Larkin up in first on 16 lap old mediums. He might be taking those to the end. He probably can take those to the end, so don't expect him to pit again. Dan in second. He should also be taking those mediums to the end. J. Cole in P3 just pit through the softs from the lead. Looks like he's going to get by Dan quite easily. Barton should be good to the end in P4. Zem should be good to the end in P4. Or P5, excuse me. But Miami looks like he's going to take away that P5 on those fresh mediums. And yeah, not even a competition. So next up the road for Miami is Barton, who is on old medium tires. So Miami could, could go for P4, and depending on some penalties, maybe could get a podium. I mean, we could see. All right, we got J. Cole coming up on Dan, and we knew this was going to happen. Fuzz, 3-second penalty. Larkin, 3-second time penalty. So Larkin in the lead now is up to 6 seconds worth of penalties as J. Cole blasts by Dan. So Larkin does not have this race won yet. If Dan and J. Cole are working together today, I think maybe they could figure this out and just let J. Cole tow Dan to victory. Because I know J. Cole he has 3 seconds. He's getting close to 6 seconds. And Larkin actually pits from the lead, so I don't know about this move, you guys. This is, maybe his tires were going away, but now Larkin is down into P3 on new soft tires with 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So, and let me just clarify that, because I think I'm right. Yeah, 3. Yeah, so Larkin's got 6 seconds, and now he's 7 seconds behind Dan. So I think he could be safe on the podium if he starts pushing, but it's unfortunate for him. We got Zenith actually down in P12 approaching Gray. Jay Gray. I wish I knew Jay Gray's first name. It's probably Josh or John or something, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. So yeah, these guys were involved in that first lap incident, or at least Gray was. I don't recall if Zenith was. Which, brought out that safety car and really was quite entertaining. It made it for a quite entertaining first lap, seeing 6 cars get into an accident. Meanwhile, Dan keeping up with J. Cole, but let's focus back here. This is the closest battle for position on track, and we want to give everybody a kind of a fair chance here to show off their moves, right? Yeah, it looks like, Gray's really struggling on those old hards. And if Zenith doesn't get him down here, Zenith should easily get him on the back straight. Just hopping on board with Josh. Josh has a ton of battery, though. So, oh, it doesn't even matter. Wow. Yep, there it goes. Alright, so nicely done from Zenith. Jump back up with Miami, who is fighting Barton. And really quickly, let's take a look. Barton with like 9 seconds, I think, and Miami with less. So looks like Miami probably already has that P4, but he obviously wants to get it done on the track. We might see a move here. And very easily done. Very easily done. The DRS is just so powerful here. And Barton is relegated to 5th position. We have Zem, fighting for a championship there. He's up to P6 now. So let's see if he can get anything else done. Larkin is catching Dan probably, 1 second a lap. Maybe a little bit more. Dan did just fall out of J. Cole's DRS, so Dan's just going to be falling back towards Larkin for the rest of this race. And I believe Larkin's first name is Dylan, but again, I don't want to call him the wrong name. So Beck's been chasing down Dylan Twum, other Dylan, for about 8 laps now, or 10 laps. It's been quite a few laps. He's finally got up to the back of him. Takes a warning there, I believe. So he's pushing very hard. Beck really wants to get this one done. Looks like Beck has a little bit more battery than Dylan, so a little bit of wheel spin there, which kind of ruined his run down the straight. Dylan's coming up on Zem, so this is going to be a good battle for P6 until the end of the race. It looks like, as they all go through the final chicane. Beck takes another 3-second time penalty. That's not going to be good for him. Coming to the end of the race here, 5 laps to go. Just going all the way to the outside. Yeah, so Beck might be struggling a little bit. Fuzz has caught up to the back of California. Fuzz on, 12 lap older tires. Does California have some wind damage? It doesn't look like he has any damage, and he was running great earlier in the race, so I wonder what happened to California back here and why he's falling down the order and being caught by Fuzz. We know Fuzz is a fantastic and fast driver, but with 12 lap older hard tires, I think California should manage to hold him off unless, of course he had an incident. All right, on to the back straight again. There's like 4 more times, 4 more chances for Dylan to get by Zem. Zem holding the inside, but it's not much, not much that can do as Dylan moves past Zem. And Beck actually goes into the pits. What is this guy thinking? Was it an accident? I don't know. I wish I had a... Looks like they're changing his wing. There's 4 laps remaining, Beck, man. I mean, I don't know what... I mean, maybe based on the penalties, you just thought this was the best move, but I'm not sure about that. Meanwhile, Larkin on the back of Dan, and, Dan's going to fight this until, Dan's just going to fight this really hard. Because he wants J. Cole to get this win, but not much he can do there, really, as Larkin just goes right around the outside. And now Larkin's off to catch J. Cole. But again, Larkin has those penalties, so if Dan can stay with him, Dan can still get that P2, which I'm sure he'll be really happy to come away with. So right now Larkin is about 2.7 behind, and he's been gaining quite significantly, but J. Cole is on those softs as well. So we'll see. We'll see if Larkin can get up to first. Meanwhile, Fuzz is chasing down California. Every point counts in the hunt for a championship, so I'm sure Fuzz is going to be giving it his all to get by here. As California really struggling out of that last corner, and there he goes. There Fuzz goes on 12 lap old tires. Fuzz, oh dear. California fighting it back. Wow, really didn't expect that. He just came out of nowhere. But great move, great defensive driving by California there, definitely. I'm sure Fuzz didn't expect that either. I was like, looks like Larkin has gained about 5/10 on J. Cole this lap, a little bit more. So Larkin definitely has more pace than J. Cole. But it is going to come down to penalties, so let's check that one more time. Where we see J. Cole has 1. J. Cole has 3 seconds. Larkin has... Oh man, Larkin's approaching 9 seconds. And again, Dan with no warnings. So, great drive from Dan so far. Let's hope he can keep it together. But we'll ride on board with Larkin and see if see what he can do. Chasing down J. Cole. Made a bit of a mistake there. Cost him about 2/10, maybe 3/10. As you guys can see, he lost quite a bit of time there after that mistake. We remember, Larkin has to make up another, 3 seconds? Back with another time penalty. Yeah, Larkin's got to make up some more time if he wants to drop Dan and keep P2. Beck on those fresh softs, chasing after Fuzz. Oh dear! Fuzz somehow manages to keep it out of the wall, but, you know, we had a perfect on board for that. It looked like he was going to get into a massive accident there. Saved McLaren a lot of money. I mean, obviously crashing it. Well, he's in 10th. He's in 10th, so he's got some points. 1 point. It's not bad. What about fastest lap? Yep, looks like Larkin has the fastest lap. Easy. Fuzz with another 3 seconds. Oh, man. They are just racking up here towards the end. Great race from J. Cole here, though, so far. About to start the final lap. Larkin now within 1 second, so he's going to have DRS this lap. But again, even if he gets past J. Cole, it's not going to matter. Based on penalties, J. Cole will win this race. Unless, you know, he gets into a massive accident or something. So, final lap. Oops. I'm just going to ride on board with Larkin for the final lap and see what he can do. Looks like neither of them have any battery left whatsoever. And, I mean, Larkin is just pushing so hard. Now within 5/10, within half a second. This was a 3-second gap just like 3 laps ago. So, he's really moving. I know Beck looks like he's going to get by California for P8. But, you know, we're going to stay aboard and watch this. Watch if Larkin has, you know, he probably has one more chance here down this back straight. He's got one chance, and he's very close. He's actually going to get him. I mean, no contest that Larkin is going to get. He's going to pass J. Cole here on the last lap. But again, it's not going to matter. Because J. Cole should win on penalties. So around the final corner for the last time. Larkin, he's going to win on track, but he's not going to win on the race director as J. Cole actually wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Great job, J. Cole. Let's see where Dan comes home. Dan comes home in 3rd, 3/10 behind Dylan. So if only he could have done a little bit extra there. Dan could have kept that P2, but great drive from him. Miami at P4, and we're going to figure out the rest of it here in a little bit. It looks like Zenith actually just must have crashed massively into a wall. Let's see if we can see it here. Yeah, wow, Zenith. So Zenith wrecked the car there at the end. So anyway, yeah, Miami got P4, Dylan Twum P5, Barton P6, Zem P7, California P8. Looks like Fuzz just took Beck due to penalties, so Fuzz up to 9th, Beck down to 10th, and we have Jay Gray, the only Ferrari finishing this race, reminiscent of real-life Ferrari this year, coming home in last, at least Vettel anyway, because Leclerc has done fantastic, but did Gray move up a position actually? Did I see that? No, he finishes 11th. So the Formula 1 Grand Prix du Canada, driver of the day, Dylan Twum. Great job, buddy. Great job, Dylan. And we have the wonderful black screen of loading. There we go. There's Jake Cole jumping around, very happy. Up there with his teammate. What a great day for Williams. You don't hear that very often. What a great day for Williams, because they don't have many great days. But today they can celebrate as their virtual racing team won a race. They also got 3rd, and can't forget Larkin in 2nd, who of course actually won on track, but not without 6 seconds worth of penalties. All right, so to round it out, I'm not going to read through everybody's name again because I did that already, but you can see your finishing order here. Jake Cole, congratulations on the win. Larkin, great job. Just a little less penalties next time, you could have won. Dan, taking no penalties. So Dan, Zem, and California, big shout out to those 3 for not getting any penalties. It's really tough to do that here. Of course, you know, Dylan, driver of the day, coming from 10th to finish 5th. That's a great achievement. Good job. Anything else interesting here? Miami, he finished where he started. Nothing wrong with that. Zem lost some positions. That's okay. So yeah, that's all the notable things. Of course, we had that massive first crash accident, which took out Adri and really hurt the race of quite a few others, including RC7. I believe JXW was involved, as was Gray, and there might have been one more that I missed. But great race, everybody. Thanks for having me, and maybe I'll be back, maybe not. We'll see. I think like one person watched, so. Oh wait, I was supposed to do interviews, I think, aren't I? Shit. Oh boy. Can I do interviews? Why not? Why not? Let's do interviews. Alright. I have Dan on my friends list, so I'm gonna leave it up to him to invite everybody else. Alright, so that's Dan invited. Let's invite J. Cole as well. Yeah, hell yeah, it's a private party. Oh, I have J. Cole blocked for some reason. Why did I have J. Cole blocked? Well, I don't know. That's alright. I'll cut that bit out of the thing. We don't need to know that. And of course, Larkin fucked off already, so. I can't curse, damn it. Shit. Alright, it's okay. Are these guys gonna join this? I guess nobody wants to be interviewed today. Give them a few more seconds. Alright, there we go, we got one. J. Cole. And we got Dan as well. Good stuff. What's going on, guys? Congratulations on the podium. And I should say congratulations on the win, J. Cole. That was awesome. I don't have Larkin added, and he left the race, so I'm trying to invite him as well. But I don't know if you guys do interviews, but they do on the Monday League, so I figured why not get you guys in here, ask some questions that I didn't prepare for, and then we can all get out of here. Yeah, if you could suggest him, that'd be cool. And then while you're suggesting Larkin, Dan, I guess I'll get it going. We'll start from P3 and we'll work our way forward. So Dan, great job. No penalties. That's very impressive. How did you manage to get through the whole race without taking a penalty? Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Where? Mhm. Yeah, it was an awesome race. I guess it's a question for both of you guys. Towards the end there, when you saw Larkin pit, and I don't know if you guys knew he had any penalties or not, or if you guys were communicating. Was there any communication at all? Like, how could we use teamwork to make sure we get P1 and P2, or did you guys just kind of do your own thing and get after it? Oh, is that right? Mhm. Yeah. That's funny that you guys were in. You guys were all together. I invited Larkin. He should be joining soon. So J. Cole, how about J. Cole? Was this your first win? I didn't watch any other races. Mm-hmm. Awesome, man. I noticed that you guys weren't on the standings, and I was a little confused. Or at least Dan wasn't on the standings. I was a little confused. Like, are you guys reserves or? So you're both full time. It's both. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Getting Williams some wins because they could certainly use them. Make Williams great again. Yeah. Dan, always a funny guy. Uh, what other questions do I got? I didn't prepare anything. Yeah, I was surprised that Larkin made that final pit stop for the softs, though. I didn't think he was gonna come in. Was hmm Yeah. hmm Yeah. And how were your tires there at the end, then, Dan? hmm Yeah. No, I mean, I think because we did this race this last week, and the mediums they lasted forever for me. I thought when the race was over, I thought they could do another 10 laps or something. So it's interesting to hear that you were struggling. Maybe I'm just a better driver than you, Dan. I'm just kidding. I know you've been playing this game a lot, and like I've been playing iRacing. So we actually, Dan, we got P2 in Petit Le Mans in the top split this weekend. That was nuts. I couldn't believe that we did that. Um, we were in like fifth. We were in fifth with an hour and a half left, and it was a great race. But I don't think Dylan's joining, so that's all right. I'm gonna end the stream then. It's been absolutely great hosting everyone today, and again, maybe I'll see you all next week. Well, two of you. One of them was myself that was watching, so